So I was watching TMZ today, and they this is really sad.
He's calling.
Was that John?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's him.
This is him.
Oh my God.
Cool.
Oh my
Get
God.
just a peanut ready.
Hello?
John?
John? Yes.
Thank you.
I know that voice anywhere. Wait, we have our selection ready for you. Hold on. This is your introductory piece.
Okay.
You love to sing, I know.
Just this morning I woke up feeling mighty fine when suddenly I noticed a rumbling in my behind.
Wow.
So I sat down on the toilet seat because I wasn't feeling good. I gave a push out of my tush and noticed lots of blood. Ew. I know.
Ew.
What could it be inside of me? What could it be inside of me?
Here it comes.
It's just a peanut. Scratching my intestinal wall, just a peanut. And it doesn't feel good at all. Oh, yesterday went to the
What a
baseball
cute song.
game at the old
Yeah.
ballpark.
Great voice.
That's
I
John.
thought it was beautiful.
That's a different version, Mark. We had the other version.
Yeah,
How many?
the first time I saw it was on Late Night with Conan, like 96, 97.
Oh, this is the late show with
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
Letterman.
on I couldn't believe they let me do it. And then they said, "Oh, and what if we have a dancing peanut come out?"
Yes.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Great.
Awesome idea.
You love to sing, don't you?
I do. I'm working on a singing show now
Seriously?
A musical?
Guy Randy Waldman. And Randy, if you look him up, he's a top piano player, arranger. He's like Barbra Streisand's personal pianist and conductor for her band for 36
Wow.
years.
Why so fancy?
So, yeah, so we're doing a show where it's it's funny, but I sing, well, or try to.
It's funny,
It'd
but
be
I
fun.
sing.
No,
It's called From the Shower. The show is called From the Shower to the Stage.
Yeah, cool.
no, I think I saw you sing the national anthem at a Dodger game or something. Was that? Did I see that?
I did that a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Three times or so.
I was really surprised because I didn't know how much you like to sing, and you pretty well nailed it. And Just a Peanut was awesome. We've played that on our show many times.
And of course, Wedding Singer, singing all them. show
Well, Just a
tunes.
Peanut is a very funny song, but if you look at the deeper meaning, dealing with the problem that we've all had.
You're right.
What was the inspiration of that song?
Well,
I don't want to know.
just what happened. I was at the baseball game and I had a handful of peanuts, and one was stuck
I'm so sorry.
the whole way down. Yeah, it was. I had to go to the emergency room.
It's terrible.
You're ubiquitous in movies like.
Get blood transfusion.
Oh, they do that. You turned up. I was watching Big on Saturday, and there you were in the office. You were the guy in the office. You have a million roles.
Wait, John was in Big.
Television
I didn't
movie.
even remember that.
Thank you, Penny Marshall put me in all her movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I could have been in Awakenings. I go, what about? And she goes, well, there's no parts. You can be the pharmacist, or I'm an assistant to Robin Williams. And he goes, how much? And I just shrugged my shoulders. I go, that's the part. And then she thought it was funny the way I did it. So I don't know. Like how much should I put in? Is this enough? I'm like, are you asking me?
Well, she was a good friend, wasn't she?
What?
Was she a good? She was a good friend of yours, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, she really she befriended me. I met her the first thing I ever did for Saturday Night Live. I was shooting a short film in Central Park with Madonna, and then Penny was on the set. It was like 2:30 in the morning. I met her, and she just always looked out for me, let me live at her house when I was in Los Angeles, and put me in her movies. She was great to me.
Speaking of your movie
I loved
career,
her. She was the best.
I don't know how true this is, or if you guys have heard this, but you and Dana Carvey were supposed to be in Bad Boys. That ended up being what, Martin Lawrence and
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Which
I'm
one?
not happy about it, but
Well, you two had just done what? Trapped in Paradise, which is a nice crime caper. I don't know how that would have transitioned. to
no,
Bad
we
Boys.
did that after that. But
You did
this was
after that.
before that, but. Well, anyway, we were supposed to do it, and then it fell apart, and then it went to basically Columbia Pictures from Disney, and then they bought it, and then they said, "Why don't we make it with two black actors?" And we did,
Huh. Wow.
So, Will and Martin Lawrence, I mean, they made it their own, and then, but the opening scene when the first movie, anyway, when Martin's eating a cheeseburger in the car, that was from the old. That was my idea.
Oh,
I
was your
didn't give
gig?
it to him. It was from the old script. Because I'm supposed to drive him nuts, and I like hamburgers. It'll be funny. I'm just eating a cheeseburger in the car, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm hungry."
I didn't know that.
Well, let's get the plug in. John, is it Astronomicon? Is that how I'm supposed to say Astronomicon?
Correct.
Astronomicon.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I keep seeing it year after year. What is Astronomicon, John? Or do you know? Can you describe Astronomicon?
Well, it's like these Comic-Con shows, these giant ones, and this is a more intimate one, but it's one of those, and you meet, fans come of all different people are there, and they meet you, and you sign photos and stuff. And
Yeah, they want to get selfies, and it's
fun.
a chance to meet a lot of really big names. You got a nice lineup here. Jason Lee.
Yeah, and it's fun, and then you meet
Joey
the
Lawrence?
fans. They're all very nice, and they're all they're always complimenting you, which of course is nice.
It is important to point out that John is at Astronomicon for Saturday and Sunday only. It is a 3-day event. It does start Friday, but John shows up on
Man,
Saturday.
Saturday, I think John's there. Is it 11 to 7? That sounded
Yeah, I'll be there
weird.
Saturday and Sunday.
John, is that a wearying day?
Friday, I have to go back to the doctor to get the peanut checked. Okay. It may have come back.
That's a reasonable
I
excuse.
don't know. I mean, I feel it. Let's just put it that way.
Now, I know people are really nice and everything, but for 8 hours, people being really nice, is that, you feel that's got to be a good, hard-working day. Just having,
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much performing all day long, but you get breaks, and lunch. I mean, it's fine. It's not the hard, believe me, it's not hard. It's not like a hard job.
It's kind of
You're
a
sitting on a chair. And,
yeah. It's a reunion too, because you're with Jason Mewes and some of the other Jason Lee. You've worked with all those guys, right? Before?
yeah, I'm not sure who's going to be there.
well, let's read him a list.
I can tell you.
He's probably got a story
Kevin
for us.
Smith.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin
and
Smith,
Jason.
Jason Lee, Jason Mewes, Joey Lauren Adams, Doug Bradley, Hellraiser, Jon Lovitz, Jeff Anderson, Brian O'Halloran, Bonnie Aarons, Ethan Suplee, Quinn Lord, Harley Quinn Smith. let's
Twisted
see,
will be there. There's a whole bunch of wrestlers that are
Yeah.
there as well.
Michael Berryman. Yeah. So just Darren McCarty from
Our
our
Darren
Red
McCarty,
Wings.
yeah.
Sandman, James O'Barr. So, now, how many people do you know? How many of these people do you know so far? Many or few?
Few.
So it doesn't sound like you looked at who else was
But then,
appearing.
I mean, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, because I haven't heard of, I've been working since 1985, so there's so many shows in the last 38 years. I just don't know everybody.
And you've been very fresh.
The
'cause
better
you-
question is, how many of them do you know? How many of those names do you know?
I know the movie people. I'm not as big on what are those MMA people, Brandon.
No, they're WWF wrestlers that'll be
WWF,
there.
yeah.
I know almost everybody here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the people at the top of the bill. But as it get further down the bill, I don't know so many.
Well, that's the thing. These things, they have, different performers from all different, shows, and so they're fans of, wrestling, or fans of MMA, or fans of mine, where come and
Yeah.
they always have a variety. I mean, I've been in a couple of these things to me, I get excited because guys from the original Star Trek are there.
Oh,
I met
yeah.
Chekhov and I met, William Shatner was at the last one I did.
Oh my God!
He still tours.
I know him, but you did SNL years ago, and then I know him, and he's nice. And hello, John. So, he's unbelievable, William Shatner.
I know.
He is in his 90s. He's still going
guy-
everywhere.
Yeah, but when you talk to him, you go, how old is that guy? Go, the same age as me?
Yeah. Hey,
60? I mean, you can't believe he's 91. You go, how are you? How do you? I'm 91, John. How are you? It's like nothing. He just doesn't age. It's crazy.
It is. And he goes to space.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's
And he
amazing.
still rides horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's been
He's a big horse fighter. I mean,
to keep a career going too into that late age. It's really quite amazing. But I was going to mention that you've been kind of current because you were on Jimmy Fallon doing George Santos. Now I was like, who's going to do the bit with Jon Lovitz? Somebody's going to do this, and it was NBC and the Tonight Show.
yeah, I did a thing on Instagram where I did George Santos is like, hello, my name is George Santos. Most of you know me as King Charles. and then it was just ridiculous. And then I was like answering questions from the internet. It's pretty funny. And they saw that. Well, if I do say so. And then Jimmy said he saw that, and then he wanted me to do it on the show. But on the show, I looked like George. They had me on makeup and a wig, and then,
No, it was great.
and then I didn't know how to play it, and I played it like Bobby Short.
Yeah.
Because Matthew Broderick, I became friends with him, and he told me, you know what Bobby Short was? He was a nightclub singer in New York. And he talked like this, and it was like Matthew met him, and it was something like, Matthew goes, yeah, I met Bobby Short. I'm like, 30 or 25, and he goes, where do you live? I live in the Village. He goes, oh, you ever run into like Gloria Vanderbilt, F. Scott Fitzgerald, that gang? Like people from the 1920s. And he's like, what?
Well, George Santos thought your impersonation was terrible.
Oh, jeez.
Of course he would.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I know.
high praise,
That guy, I said it's true. He makes my liar character look like nothing. He just got caught. He said, no, it's true. I mean, in my liar character, I thought my character was extreme. But this guy is like way beyond what I could have ever imagined. There's some thing he's being interviewed. He goes, yeah, I ran that company. I was head of this company. Then in 2001, I closed it out and I started this other company. And then someone writes, yeah, in 2001, he was 13. I mean, it's just like.
Yeah, and he still says that happened. He's not backing down from that one.
And he's in the House of
Yeah, he was on
Representatives.
the volleyball team at Baruch College, and they go, there's no pictures, no one remembers you. You didn't even go there. I mean,
His
I
mom
don't
was
know
a
how he's
Holocaust
still in
survivor and
office.
9/11
Isn't
survivor.
it fraud?
Yeah, I didn't know you
well,
could.
that part to me, what he did was disgusting because he's taking two of the most, horrible tragedies in world history and saying that he has a connection to them so he can get votes, So he goes, I'll say I'm part Jewish. I'll say I'm part gay. I'm part 2001. I'm part this. I mean, that's what he did, and everyone believed him, and he went, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Part of every possible thing. And it was all lies.
And he stole your bit.
it's just so
Yeah.
strange that he can be in the House
He
of
stole my
Representatives.
joke. He goes, I didn't say I was Jew. I said I was Jewish, which is a joke I do a lot. And I realized I think he got it from me.
Hey, John, this is so obtuse and obscure, but I'm sure you remember it. You did Harvey Fierstein on SNL, which
so wrong?
I love that voice. I don't know why that voice just made me laugh every time I heard
Want to
it.
be loved? Is that so wrong?
How true is
No,
that?
I was reading. I was at Penny Marshall's house, and I was reading an article about him, and he said, by the way, I'm a big fan of his. I saw Torch Song Trilogy, this play did. He was great. But anyway, I saw him in some TV movie, and he was just so over the top. It was ridiculous. And then I read an article about him, and he goes, I just want a man to wrap his arms around me and hold me. Is that so wrong? So I changed it to, I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong? But he didn't like it, and he came in to complain about it.
Wait, he came into SNL?
And I had to meet with him.
What?
I had to meet with him, and Lauren's like, John Harvey Fierstein coming to the shoot. He's bringing his brother, who's a lawyer. He goes, how's your standing with the gay community? Mine's fine. I go, oh, great. Thanks for throwing me under the bus.
I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong?
It was really funny.
Yeah, we just played it. I don't know if you can
But
hear it.
he didn't like it.
Wow.
He lived in the same building as Dana Carvey. And he went to, and Dana goes, I saw Harvey Firestein. And Dana likes to stir it up, you know. I go, what do you think? He goes, well, I asked him, I go, what do you think of John's, you know, portrayal of you? And Harvey said, he goes, well, I don't mind, but, you know, my mother. My mother? I go, well, your mother what? And then he came in, he goes, you're getting more famous as me than me.
Well, I'm not sure I knew who Harvey Firestein was, and I still thought it was really funny, which is strange. So I did come to know who Harvey Firestein was
Because of
you
you.
did that. So it was good for him, in my opinion.
Well, at the time, he really was one of maybe the only performer that was admitting that was openly gay, and it, you know, and he goes, I'm the only one. I admit it. And then he came to, he wanted us to do a game show where we would out people. And I go, well, that's not very nice.
No.
John,
Shouldn't that be up to the individual? That was his idea.
speaking of SNL,
Heterosexual or homosexual.
you were at SNL on that weird shift from that cast that I think that had Anthony Michael Hall, you know, that never saw one, and then
Yeah.
Lauren broomed it, and the way he broomed it with the final sketch of that season was he lit the whole place on fire, or Billy Martin did.
Well, you know, that's what it really was. We were getting slammed so much in the press, and they go Saturday Night Dead, and like they went. TV Guide had an article, the show's dead, and it was our 11th show. And by then, everybody was imitating my liar character, and it was huge. But the guy didn't mention any of that, you know. But we were being so ripped, so the writers just said, "Let's just do it to ourselves." So Angelica Houston was the host, and Billy Martin was like a guest. What do you call it? A guest host, not a guest host.
Wait, the Yankee manager?
You know,
Like a
featuring
co-host.
Billy Martin.
Really?
So they wrote a sketch because Billy was known for his bad temper. So they wrote a sketch where Billy's mad that he's not in the show enough. So he just decides to torch the show. And it was funny, you know. And then at the end, they'd have to crawl and question marks after everybody's name.
Oh, wow.
And I remember Terry Sweeney in the cast was really upset about that
That's what I was
sketch. And I go, Terry, it's not real. It's a sketch. It's fake. You know? But then the next
was getting
day,
fired.
I thought about it, and I go, well, what if I was in the fire? It's like symbolic. And so I get it. But I didn't even know if I was going to being asked back. They always keep you in the dark.
That's
But
funny.
it was really, the show is more poking fun at itself.
I always associate with the big winning group after that,
Yeah.
which it's funny how that works, but you do remember
But that had Joan
great days.
Cusack and Robert Downey Jr.
Well, the next
Randy
year-
Quaid.
Oh yeah, I mean the cast was so talented the first year, and then I really missed them the next year. It was weird, you know. None of them were there, and then they came and said, "Well, who do you work well with?" So I recommended 4 people from the Groundlings Theater that I was in, and they went with Phil Hartman, and so that was, of course, was fun for me, you know, having your best friend at work.
Amen.
And then Dana Carvey got Kevin Nealon on, and I think maybe Dennis recognized
Dennis
Dana.
Miller.
I don't know. They all knew each other from stand-up. And I knew Jan Hook because I'd worked with her a year before in some show. And Dana and Victoria was a stand-up. So everyone, and then I'd worked with Dennis and Nora. So everybody kind of knew each other. And that cast, everybody was like closer in the same age, like late 20s and 30s. And they all had experience just doing comedy or sketch comedy, you know, so.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was when there were people that thought that SNL was literally going to die. I mean, it just wasn't going to survive that, you know, early 80s period. And after that, it was really more a matter of, well, we're just kind of waiting for the next group to pull it together.
Well, what I heard was Brandon Tartikoff was the head of NBC, and he was going to cancel the show. And his wife, Lily Tartikoff, said, you can't do that to Lauren. You can't bring him back like that.
Wow. She saved the day. Thank God.
Yeah, there were.
Well, who knows? I don't. That's what she said. And then I remember my first year on the show, Lauren said to me, John, this is the show. They're deciding whether to keep it on the air or not. The network wants to see stars. So you ready to be a star? And I'm like, what? I go, what are you? And then I go, what the hell star acting? I go, I don't know. I'm just doing my thing. But anyway, I did it. And then on Monday, I go, Lauren, did we get picked up? He goes, of course, we were already picked up. I go, well, then why did you tell me that? I thought who knows what was true, but in my mind, the whole future of Saturday Night Live was on my back. 'Cause that's what he told me,
Yeah. John, does everyone in the cast have an impersonation of Lauren? It seems like they do.
Yeah, everyone who's worked on the show talks
Yours
like
is
him.
really good.
Well, when I was on the show, Dana does all the impersonation. Yeah, Dana did it, and then we all kind of learn it from Dana. And then after a while, because you're trying to figure out the hook, and then he does, and then I know Lauren really well, so it's, John, please.
Well, I tell you, having
No. But I was just there. I mean, I had a tough time with Lauren, but then we kind of got over it, and so we're close. And I love the guy. He gave me the opportunity of a lifetime, a career, And I was just there after I did the Tonight Show. I hung out and saw him and stuff. And for a long time, he would be in Los Angeles, and we played tennis and doubles.
That's
but
right. You're a big tennis player.
He's just different when he's at work. I think he's mellowed a lot, but when you're not working for him, he's like the best guy ever. And then when you're working, I just think there's a lot of pressure on him and the show, and so it's just it's just different.
Yeah.
It sounds like sports and coaches. They're tough on you when you're playing, and afterwards it all seems a lot better. But was it hard to leave when you left?
Some stuff he did. I mean, a lot of stuff that he said to me was helpful. Like, you got to take charge out there. And I have ADD, so I'd be in the hallway eating or whatever. He goes, what are you doing? He goes, go work on your line. It's like my dad have a dog. I goes, quit playing with the dog. Do your homework. And then 15 minutes later, I'm back playing with the dog. So, and then, but then sometimes he laughed finally, because right before a sketch, he goes, John, what? I'm like all in character, ready to this live TV. And I'm ready to go, and he goes, John, I'm like, what? He goes, don't make me look bad. I go, what? And then then after a while, I go, can you please not do that anymore? And he laughed. I go, I'm like, just about to go on.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to focus on the next sketch.
Was it hard to leave the year you left? Did you think, I should do this a couple more years, or was it just time? You knew it.
Wait, what?
The year that you chose to move on, was that difficult to do, or did you feel like I know what I want to do and time to go, or did you?
No, I didn't. I was going to do 2 movies that summer and then come back on the show, and I was very excited. And then one movie was A League of Their Own. It didn't happen, and then the other movie, it was going to fit in over the summer. And then they go, we can't fit it in over 2 weeks, and I wanted to. And they wouldn't let me do it. So I said, Lauren, just start. I go, my contract was up. I go, well, just start me, the first 2 shows. Like, don't pay me. Like, I want, just start my contract. No, I can't do that. You have to be here. Because you can come back and forth during the week. And I go, well, I would do that. But they're saying no. I mean, I don't know. So I just thought, I was supposed to do a liar movie in 85 of my character with Lauren, and it got all messed up and didn't happen. So I'm like, here's another chance. And the script was hysterical. And I go, this is going to be huge, and the guys that wrote it ended up, Ed Solomon wrote Men in Black,
right.
A couple years later. And so I left, to do the movie.
Oh.
Because I was mad. In retrospect, it didn't work out because the movie came out a year later for a week.
Oh, shoot.
Well, it was a nice run.
But now, but the other hand, people remember the movie. Now they go, and I love it's like a cult thing.
Oh, I got to watch it.
Hey, hallelujah.
But I said, I'll sign up for another 5 years. I go, I don't want to leave this place. Because it was perfect for me because I get bored really quick. So it's all different characters, every week.
Yeah, it's funny.
I like doing different voices and everything. The weird thing about acting now, then we go, yeah, I do different characters and different voices, and now that's called you're racist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I go, I thought
man.
that was part of the talent. Like you had to be able to do different accents and play all sorts of people from different countries and ethnicities, and it's called acting. You know,
thought it was kinda-
and that's what it was called then. Now,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really strange. So is there stuff that you did then that you couldn't do now?
oh yeah. I mean, I don't know about my character, but Dana Carvey, he did a character then. Ching Change. It was a Chinese guy that owned a pet store, and he was basing it on a real guy, an Asian guy that owned a pet store in San Francisco.
That's an impersonation.
Yeah.
Right, and even then though they said it was racist, you know. And he goes, "Well, he's doing a character. I mean, he can't."
Oh, they said
But it was
that
based
then.
on the real guy, and the guy really talked like that.
Oh, jeez.
Well, yeah,
And the
that-
guy would say to Dana, "What about a chicken? No, you don't want chicken. Chicken make a lousy house pet."
Well, that's like the
Chicken make a lousy house pet, which is funny, and then he. Yeah, but you can't even. I mean,
No, I know. It's stupid. I think it's stupid. It's stupid, as Michael Jackson would say. Astronomicon. Jon Lovitz is there Saturday, 11 to 7, Sunday, 11 to 5. And John, you're so kind to give us so much time. Thanks for calling. We've tried to hook up before, and it seems like for some reason it just didn't work out. But
Here,
so glad-
I'll tell you what's changed, right?
Okay.
Have you heard about, and I didn't know about this, at least in L.A., a friend of mine, daughter's in 10th grade. So that she goes to class with these kids that identify as a cat or a dog or a wolf. and they no, it's true. And they go to wearing these costumes. I go, well, they go to school wearing a Halloween costume. She says, you can't call it that. But that's what it is. And then they're called furries.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And you have
furries.
to respect it. Yeah, I thought they were. I just learned about this 2 nights ago. I thought my friend was making it up.
Wait, furries have gone mainstream?
Oh,
So when
yeah.
I did Master Thespian, I did a character. You know, Master
Yes.
Thespian, a great
Acting.
actor. And in '83, I made it up. I go, and now it's come true. But it was like, and then there was the time when I played the party. Then there was a time when I had the part of a man trapped in the body of a woman, playing the part of a cat who thinks he's a dog. And now those people exist.
Yeah, complicated times. Every time I even ask someone that, can to be done today?
Well,
I
someone
know the
said
answer.
they go, I'm a transgender, non-berry furry. What? What does that even mean?
Nobody knows.
You might see some at Astronomicon doing cosplay.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, cosplay.
Well, I mean, people can be whatever they want, but like they'll say they're binary, right?
Yeah.
And then they go, I'm non-binary. I go, well, binary means you identify as a man and a woman. So the non-binary is, why would you even need to mention that? What does that mean?
Yeah, I
How
don't
can
know.
you be a transgender non-binary? So you're a man who is transgender identifies as a woman, but not really.
Well, yeah, that swimmer who won all the awards for Pennsylvania University, Leah Thomas, who was on the men's team before that. And then the girls were upset to change with her because she still had a penis and balls. And then also she was attracted to women even as identifying as a woman. So it's a little tricky.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
Not really.
No, I had a joke about that. I go, you could be anything you want. So you have a kid and you go, well, doctor, is it a boy or a girl? Well, it has a penis and testicles. So it's a boy? Not necessarily, you idiot. We used to think so, but, millions of years of scientific studies showed us we were wrong. So what is my kid? It's whatever it wants to be. Well, what if it wants to be a cat? Feed him Friskies. And now there's kids in school that say they're a cat.
Cool.
Oh, boy.
And if it's real, so what about all the people in the mental hospitals that go, I'm Abraham Lincoln, I'm Napoleon? Turns out they are.
I guess you could identify as
Respect.
Napoleon. Why not? We're trying
Well,
to be
I
open-minded.
I was smart when Obama was president. I got an appointment to meet him in Oval Office, and I said, I identify as the country of China, and you owe me $1 billion. And he goes, but you're not China, you're Jon Lovitz. I go, hello, I'm not China. I just said I was. And he's like, crap. Cut him a check.
Oh.
Oh, man. John, thanks again for your time. We're so happy to have you, and I hope you get a great crowd. I know you will at Astronomicon Saturday and Sunday, and hopefully Detroit people won't wear you out.
I'm sure I'm going to meet a lot of furries. I wonder if they'll protest people in costumes.
That'd be good.
It'll just draw more attention to it. Thanks, John.
Well, what if they go, they're a wolf? I go, all right, we'll take your head off. And then I see your head. I go, well, a real wolf couldn't take his head off. Now could he? What is wrong?
It's true.
Yeah. Hope you figure it out.
All right.
Enjoy the show, John.
We're taking our
nice
break.
talking to you. Thank
you,
you.
John. Thank you so
All right.
much. I appreciate it.
Bye, John.
Okay, bye.
All right, Jon Lovitz, Astronomicon Saturday and Sunday.
You would have stayed all show.
Yeah, that's weird. That's really rare when people want to stay longer, but that's okay. I love John.
I was instructed that it was going to be. It had to be kept to a tight 15.
That's what I was kind of worried about.
I like John. There's two things I would have loved to ask him, but I think he just every time it's been asked.
I didn't want to ask.
He gets really angry, so I didn't bother asking. One is the Norm Macdonald.
He was having a great time. I
didn't want to ruin it. Yeah,
Andy Dick and Norm Macdonald.
Macdonald.
Yeah. If
so
John
you're not
was
going to win asking him that.
Okay, here's the way I was looking at it. If John was a little bit spicy,
Yeah,
and maybe a little surly, then maybe I'd ask him.
Yeah,
because what the fuck?
I
What's
don't
to
want to ruin
lose?
his. Yeah.
But he was in really good spirits, and man, I love talking about Saturday Night Live. I love hearing those stories.
You're right. You're so right, though. Everyone who's worked on that show does
Lauren, I know.
Lauren Michaels.
And they do
impression.
it well too.
Yeah, Carvey's is really good. Obviously, Mike Myers turned into Dr. Evil.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
Yeah,
But it's funny because once you start hearing that Dr. Evil, I've heard impressions and I'm like, wait a minute, is he doing Dr. Evil? Oh, no, they're just all doing Lauren Michaels.
But I, honestly, to be on Saturday Night Live for as long as somebody like John was, which I think 6 seasons,
Yeah.
that's like winning a World Series to me. To be a serious player on SNL. I mean, in that world, that's like you won a World Series. Or you won a Super Bowl.
The fact that he survived that changeover is remarkable.
Yeah.
Look at the names that got broomed. I mean,
They
those
all
were
got
big
broomed.
actors. Well, him and Dennis Miller, I think, were both there. At the time.
Dennis was there in 85?
Yeah, I think, yeah. And then he survived
And so
that changeover.
Randy Quaid got broomed.
Randy Quaid, Joan Cusack, Robert Downey Jr.
Jesus.
Damon Wayans was a featured player on that cast.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Michael Hall, like you said.
Anthony Michael Hall, yeah. So
I couldn't
but
figure
sketch
out.
comedy is a different beast. That's why when he's talking about all the people that came in and how they knew each other, I mean, that's just great chemistry.
How did, for example, Anthony Michael Hall and Robert Downey get into Saturday Night Live? Because Robert Downey wasn't a stand-up, was he?
Well, he had a very famous father, so.
Oh, I know. I've seen the documentary.
No, you're right.
Have you seen the
wasn't.
documentary?
That always struck me as being very
And
weird.
Anthony
yeah.
Michael Hall wasn't a stand-up either.
No.
And they went with a lot of really young guys, and it seemed like they were all really talented, but they just weren't quite ready, maybe, or maybe they just weren't creative enough to be part of the process of coming up with material.
I mean, isn't the tryout for that you have to bring first a character and you have to do a bit? I mean, you have to bring your own bits, basically.
best ones-
Lauren didn't hire them, so
Oh, okay.
who knows?
Oh, that's right. It was Brandon Tartikoff's.
Who's the guy? Olmeyer?
yeah, Ohlmeyer
Don
was
Ohlmeyer.
running the show for a couple years.
Oh, John Ohlmeyer's one Norm hated too, right?
Yeah,
who
OJ's
loved
buddy.
OJ.
That's right.
I could never figure that out. It's like, God, that seems so weird. So that guy can get rid of one of my favorite guys ever on Saturday Night Live, and Lauren can't do anything about it, even though his jokes are fucking hilarious because Don Ohlmeyer doesn't think they're funny. That's so fucked up.
It's messed up.
Yes.
Been juiced.
Touchdown for me though. I actually got him on the air. So
Yeah, no, that was a
feel
good
really
score.
good.
Congratulations.
It's all about truth.
Well, I mean, it was it was just
Were you
such a.
sweating slightly?
You know what? No, because I thought very likely that we wouldn't get him on. Up until the very last minute, it was sort of touch and go. So
We did get nagged on Jon Lovitz a couple times, but I don't remember what he was doing.
yeah, me either.
But that's funny. You get him, and he couldn't be more fun.
He still does stand up too, so he may come around again. I think he was at Ridley's before.
He started doing. That's right.
Yeah, because he's not a traditional, or wasn't a traditional stand-up.
No, he started in 2003, and I was watching him do stand-up this afternoon, and actually he's really comfortable. I mean, he's really just Jon Lovitz, and he's naturally funny.
Yeah, it really is.
And I thought he was pretty good. And then the part that shocked me though was that he started a comedy club.
Yeah.
Who would do such a thing if you were that good?
I believe it was Norm that had the joke. He's like, hey, he just started stand-up, but he had to buy a club, so he got some gigs. So fucking rude. Me and I love Norm.
And one of the most memorable characters, which you guys wouldn't know about, was Steve on Friends when he was high as fuck.
Oh, Lovitz?
Yes, yeah. He played a character who
a
was
stoner.
Who was he was.
Oh, he was. I think he was the scofflaw in Seinfeld too. I totally forgot
Gary
about that.
Fogel. Yeah.
Gary Fogel.
Gary Fogel.
Yeah, he got a great
name.
head of hair too.